Let me greet Professor Michael Bernstein and members of the faculty and dear students from many institutions, I understand. And I have prepared some talk for you, but I have decided not to go the details of the talk. Some experiences I want to share with you, okay? Experiences you would like to hear rather than some fantastic thing which would be here. Experiences? First of all, as a aeronautics student, I had a unique experience. It is long ago, 1954, 57, many of you were not even idea formed. And I was studying aeronautics in theatre. I had a professor. The professor name is Professor Srinivasan. He is from Caltech. He was teaching aerodynamics for me. And in the class, he selected 8 students. 2 from propulsion, 2 from aerodynamics, 1 from control, 1 from guidance, 1 from material, 1 from aerodynamics. That's myself, aerodynamics. So all of us, he gave us the 3rd year, a program, 6 months program, to build, to design a light low-level attack aircraft. Low-level attack aircraft, a student project. You have to design in 3 months, 6 months time. You have to design. That's the job he gave me. I am the system integrator. I have to bring all of them together and get things done. That means material fellow, structure fellow, and aerodynamics. Every person database should come. That I must design. I must be responsible for the integrated design of the low-level attack aircraft. So I started the work very seriously, and 4th month arrived. My teacher, supervisor arrived in my laboratory and saw he said hopeless progress. He was not happy with my progress. The database have to come from number of people. So naturally, I was not getting all the data needed to go for the design. So I had difficulty. I explained to him, but he is not hearing. He said, if I don't see within 2 weeks the total design, your scholarship will be terminated. He is a fantastic professor. I hope you too will have such professors. So he said, in 2 weeks' time, you have to show me the results. Otherwise, you are going to lose scholarship. In Madras Institute of Technology, without it, you cannot survive. So I was servicing because it's a very costly course in aeronautics in India in those days. So friends, I had tough time. Few nights we lost the sleep. All of us understood the significance of working together, and we worked together. And 2 weeks time, my professor was going for tennis. For Sunday, he landed in my laboratory again, and he saw good progress. He was very happy. You guys had done a good job, and he congratulated us, took us to his house, gave us a Madras coffee, very good hot coffee. and so we were also very happy. But the message I want to convey to you, this experience of 6 months what my teacher was teaching, what is called system design, system integration, and system management. The message I want to give this university environment, it is essential to bring multiple disciplines when you are a student, because when you go out of this campus, nobody will ask you whether you are specialist in chemical engineering or specialist in a particular science area or a particular law area. They would like to say whether you have made a system design, system integration, system management. When I was a student, 9 fellows, we are in the position to see a system design, system integration, system management. This lesson even now, afterwards I did many type of mission in my country, but that Madras Institute of Technology 6 months project work stood very strongly in all our career. You follow? You follow how important system design, system integration, system management. That means you have to have a project in the university environment, multi-disciplines, so that you look integrated way the system needed for the nation or industry. This is the first message I would like to convey to you from my school college studies. So do you have any question on that? Or you can ask me afterwards. Then I have different type of after aeronautical engineering. I became a rocket engineer, then space technologist. When I became a space technologist, I want to share with you an experience. The experience something like this. My professor, Professor Satish Dhawan, is a very famous teacher. He's a mathematician, and also he is a aerodynamics expert in boundary layer theory. He is well known. So he was our chief of Indian Space Research Organization, and he gave me a mission. He selected me for building a project called SLV-3 project. That means to build a rocket system that can put a satellite in the orbit in 7 years' time. 7 years' time, he gave all the money required. He gave all the human power required, and he gave all the technology support with only one demand. In 7 years, I had to build a rocket system, put a satellite in the orbit. Okay, this is the mission he gave. When I got that mission, I realized that this job, the first time you are doing it for your country, building a rocket system, 4-stage rocket system with guidance, control, electronic system, and there's so many types of 64 type of system you have to integrate. I found it to be a tough job to do because there were very senior people above me, and they have been overlooked. I have been selected as a project director, and there are a lot of young fellows behind me. So I have to bring all of them together. I had a tough time whether I can do it. I had a doubt whether I can do such a big mission for the nation. Imagine you are the first person and you are the first project director of the nation to build a satellite launch vehicle, and you feel nervous. So my professor called me. He said that he's chairman Indian Space Research Organization. You are doubtful whether you can do it. I can see that, but you must do it. He gave an example. If you don't do any work, no problem will be there. No problem will be visible, problem will be there. But if you do a complex projects, complex system, naturally there will be a complex problems will come. At no time, problems should become your captain. You should become the captain of the problem, defeat the problem, and succeed. This is the advice he gave. It's a fantastic advice. It withstood throughout my career 50 to 60 years time. Then we started the work, SLV-3 we started. And in 7 years time, the whole rocket system was ready. We moved to East Coast to fly, and it is, rockets normally, you cannot check out the last few minutes. You have to do computer. Computer takes over, and then I can give as a project director, as a mission director, I can give only one command I can give at the right time. T-4 minutes I have to give a command. Then all the system will start checked out, and then computer will launch the rocket system to put the satellite in the orbit. So I remember 17th August 1979, and we launched it, and I gave the command to the computer said don't launch it, and because there's a problem. So my experts committee, They immediately analyzed there was something in the oxidizer control system, some leakage was there, so computer put a hold. But the experts told me, and they advised me, I took the responsibility. I bypassed the computer and manually I launched the rocket system. But first stage was okay, second stage was okay, third stage went mad. Instead of putting the satellite in the orbit, and the whole satellite went into the Bay of Bengal. So it was a failure. Now first time, the whole India's press and world press waiting to get the results of how it went through. Say 7 o'clock morning we launched, and 8:30 there's a press conference. Very dynamic press conference, Indian press conference, very, very fantastic press conference. Because we are highly democratic events, 100% democracy. So my professor, Satish Dhawan, chairman, he took me to the hall and he told me, I am going to handle the whole media. You guy be with me. So I am going to handle. And he handled, and he said to the media, first time we made a rocket system, and naturally we did not succeed. In a year's time, I am going to give all the support to our people, my scientist technologies. Definitely in another year's time we will succeed. And so we learned a lot by the first failure. But media, one fellow got up, he said, how much money you have wasted in Bay of Bengal you have put, instead of putting the satellite. Like that there was a criticism. But the professor said, the chairman said, we are going to succeed in a year's time. But you know what happened in that media? I am the project director, I am the mission director. The failure was due to, as a leader, I take the responsibility of the failure. But my chairman, the chief of the organization, he took the responsibility for the failure. He took the responsibility that he is responsible, and he will see to that his scientist technology will succeed next year. Next year came, and I was the mission director, I was a project director, and everything went all right. All the 4 stages worked, and the satellite got 7 kilometers per second the speed, and it went into orbit. It's a beautiful sight. The whole nation was rejoicing, and the country was rejoicing. Again, there was a press conference. In that press conference, Professor Satish Dhawan was not there, chairman. He asked me to go and conduct the press conference. Can you see what happened? When the failure occurred, the leader of the organization took up the failure himself. When the success came, he gave to the team members, that is for me and my team members, he gave the success freely to us. That's real leadership. How do you define the leadership? That means when success comes, you give to your team, leader gives. When the failure occurs, he absorbed the failure, leader absorbed the failure. This lesson really, when I was the project director, SIV3, when I was for the defense program, or the nuclear program, or in Evolution of India 2020 program, everywhere this leadership is the quality what you need. The success you have to give to your team members, and the failure you have to absorb. And this is the lesson all the way. No book teaches. No book teaches us how to do that. But we learned hard way. This is the story I want to tell you. This experience I want to tell you, because when you go out of the campus, when you enter the industry, when you enter the academy, sometimes I enter into politics also. Everywhere you find how to handle the failure, how to handle the success. So I thought of sharing my experience. So friends, this is what the 2 experiences I shared with you. The first experience, how a teacher shapes you. A second experience, how do you manage a failure? So these two experiences I want to convey to you. Then the last point, the third point I want to convey. We have evolved. I was a chairman in Technology Information Forecasting Council. I have evolved a vision for India, that is by the year 2020, India should transform into economically developed nation. So for that, a vision document I prepared, it was approved by the Parliament. And what is that vision? It's a distinct profile of India by 2020, how India will look like by the year, another 11 years time. Number one, a nation where the rural and the urban divide has reduced to a thin line. You know, in India, 600,000 villages are there. 7 million people live in the villages. So a nation where the rural and the urban divide has reduced to a thin line. A nation where there is an equitable distribution and adequate access to energy and quality water. A nation where agriculture, industry and service sector work together in symphony. A nation where education with value system is not denied to any meritorious candidate because of societal or economic discrimination. A nation which is the best destination for the most talented scholars, scientists and investors. A nation where the best of healthcare is available to all. A nation where the governance is responsive, transparent, corruption-free. A nation where poverty has been totally eradicated, illiteracy removed, and crimes against women and children are absent, and none in the society feels alienated. A nation that is prosperous, healthy, secure, devoid of terrorism, peaceful, happy, and continues with the sustainable growth path. Finally, a nation that is one of the best places to live in and is proud of its leadership. Now, these are the 10 criteria we award. Now, to achieve the distinct profile of India, we have the mission of transforming India into an economically and developed nation. And we have identified 5 areas where India has core competence for integrated action. One is agriculture and food processing. Another is reliable and quality electric power, and education and health care, particularly women education. And then information, communication, technology to connect 600,000 villages. And finally, a self-reliance in critical technology. These 5 areas are closely interrelated and progress to get economic and national food and economic national security. The major mission is the development of infrastructure for bringing to rural prosperity through provision of urban amenity rural area, Pura. Pura is my important area of specialization, and so that the village development, rural development through physical connectivity, electronic connectivity and knowledge connectivity, you can bring the economic connectivity. So we have planned about 7,000 puras in the country. Friends, we found we need a comprehensive measure of our growth in terms of the National Prosperity Index. So in conclusion, for success in all your mission, you have to become a creative leader. Creative leadership means exercising the vision to change the traditional role from the commander to the coach and the manager to mentor, from director to delegator, and from one who demands respect for one who facilitates self-respect. For a prosperous and developed nation, any nation, the important thrust will be on the generation of a number of creative leaders from our educational institutions. I am sure Tulane University and many universities around here is generating many creative leaders who are making impact in different fields of human development. So friends, my best wishes to all the students and teachers of Tulane University for success in their mission. May God bless you all. Now I can take some questions, you know. Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Get up and ask questions.
Do you know any really reasonable micro-lending websites we can use to help finance programs in India?
Well, there are a number of microfinance programs in India itself, and what they call it self-help groups, self-help groups, and the banks are, there are 17 types of microfinance programs in India, and I have seen in Bangladesh also, and the type of work they are doing. So microfinance is one of the medium so that the rural development you can accelerate.
Agriculture being the backbone of Indian industry and India, what should India stand beyond BT Brinjal and the crisis behind?
You know, agriculture, we have at the moment, if you take the service sector, industry sector, our GDP growth 6.5 to 7.5. Agriculture, in 2 to 3%, that's a stagnation. Okay. Now, recently we have seen one of the states, Gujarat state, some change has taken place. Gujarat has got 18,000 villages. So there's a separate power grid has been created to reach all the 18,000 village farmers. And then water management, connectivity of all water bodies have been connected. And water supplies are assured all the 24 hours. Now what happened? With these two conditions, the productivity of agriculture increased to 9%. But at the same time, the cost will come down when you produce more, agriculture produce, cost will come down. But the export market has been created by a market created in such a way the farmers don't suffer the low cost. So this is one good experience. Similarly, Northeastern states, similar experience have come in. So we are trying to push in India these two state experiences to progress the agriculture. It's a good question. Okay. No, your mic somewhere else. Yes. Yes.
Hello. I see that the universities in India are not doing quality research and innovation, except for the IISCs and the IITs. How can we improve the research and innovative capacities of these universities?
You know, now the focus, the university education, we have total 300 universities in the country. Out of that, they have rated how many universities research oriented, and we believe a lot of things have been done. Recently government, the 11th plan, they have approved 2% GDP growth, GDP for research and development, particularly pushing the university research, pushing the research. So it's going to take place. That's all I can assure you. But research content, some of the institutions like the IITs and government laboratories is very high. But you should go to the university, and then only you can see the good innovations will emerge.
Could the Indian Ocean pressure supply an airline across India for air car fuel?
Indian?
The ocean pressure.
Yes, yes. Yes. Indian ocean pressure?
Yes.
Yes. What the question, sir?
Could it supply an airline across India for air car fuel? If you had an airline, you can plug in and get your fuel from the air for your car that runs off of air. There are some plants in India that are air cars.
I personally believe the type of the aircrafts and the movement, it is so small. I don't think it will affect the atmospheric conditions. What is more important is the terrestrial, for example, the type of cars and trucks what you do using the fossil fuel. Nearly 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide is generated. That is more dangerous. 30 billion tons of carbon dioxide. That is for very detrimental for the environmental damage it will do, rather than this aircraft crossing in the atmospheric conditions. That's my feeling, personal view.
So the ocean pressure would not be a good fuel?
No, ocean pressure, it is recently we have launched 2 satellites to monitor what are the type of differences taking place, and the temperature variance, how much it is, and the pressure variance, how it is. Our own satellites are monitoring with collaboration with some other satellites, 3 or 4 satellites in the world. We are mapping the situations.
Messiah has spoken.
Can you use the mic properly?
Sure. What kind of role do you hope to see the Indian diaspora play in the future progress of India?
Indian?
The Indian diaspora, the Indians abroad.
You follow?
Indians abroad.
Indians abroad. What message? What
kind of role would you like to see the Indians?
What is the role the Indians abroad should play?
Yes.
That's your question. I believe the Indians, when you are in abroad, whichever country you are, you work for that country, do the best for that country. Okay? That's the advice I can give. Regarding, if you have certain experiences, when you go to your motherland, share your good experiences. Okay? Experience sufficient for us. Okay? How you can be the employment generators rather than employment seekers. Bring that experience. Okay? But as long as you are in the other country, you work for that country, contribute for the country, and do best for the country.
Thank you for coming here, President Kalam. How did the present state of corruption in the public sector, especially the government, is affecting the common man? I mean, most people want to live by the law, respect the law, and contribute to the country. But what is the challenge we are all facing?
You see, corruption is a unique problem for very many nations, okay? Now India also has that problem in a big way. Now, what we do, according to me, the higher the economic prosperity, we have the vision I talked to India 2020 vision. The earning capacity when you start increasing, then the corruption level may come down. That's one possibility. Secondly, there's a movement, a youth movement should take place against corruption. I am pushing that area, okay? I am pushing that.
Dr. Kalam, in your 2020 plan, what emphasis do you give to the environmental management, climate change, and in the world as well as in India, in addition to poverty, population growth, and depletion of natural resources?
See, I have suggested to my country what is called, you graduate from energy security to energy independence. Energy security means what you do, your fossil fuel, oil, gas, coal, which with the economy, whenever the $70 or $100 per barrel increases, the whole economy of the world gets distorted. Second thing, fossil fuel is not regenerative. It will get exhaust as per the World Energy Forum in 50 to 60 years time. With that both condition, and India purchased 80 to 90 billion dollars worth of oil and gas coal. So I suggest you go for energy independence. It's a three-dimensional approach. One is solar power. Solar power with high solar cell efficiency using a carbon nanotube. Second one, nuclear power, because we have got thorium-based nuclear. Thorium, we have got a large amount of material. So thorium-based nuclear reactor. Third one, biofuel. This combination, energy independence, will good for the environment as well as the atmospheric, clean atmosphere. Yes, you have to get up and ask questions. Give a mic. Yeah.
About you and your work when I was in India, and they wrote it down that when you are in one mission of like India, some missile mission, and then there was a mishappening in your family, like somebody died, and then you didn't get chance to go there because you were on mission. And I hope, being a youth of that like country, we should also carry the same national feeling which you did at that time. I want to know something about that.
Well, I think it's a personal details, but definitely sometimes when you are busy with the national mission, it is not my problem. At that time, my staff, one of my team members, he came to know that's very dear to what him has passed away, and he didn't tell us because he was busy with the mission, and he's one of the very important component for the launch on that day. And then we came to know, after everything is over, the successful program, we came to know such a thing happened. Then immediately we hired the aircraft and pushed him to home to reach that point. That's all we do sometimes. We have to do that. Okay, sir? Anything else? Yes.
Sir, I would like to welcome you to the city of New Orleans, and thank you for all the services you have provided to our country, India. You are one of my heroes.
What is the question?
I wanted to ask you if you are here till next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We have organized a cricket club in New Orleans, and we would like you to come and watch us play.
I love to do it, but unfortunately tomorrow morning we go to Alabama.
What is your take on reservation in India, and how long we have to play politics?
Yes, very good question. Reservation. See, it's like this. Today, in engineering area, we have about 30,000 seats or plus. Okay, that means excess. I visualize another 5 to 7 years time, medical management and certain areas where you need bioscience, biotechnology, in more seats. We want to increase the number of seats so that reservation will become meaningless. That's what I would like to push that area. Okay, friends, thank you. Wish you all the best. God bless you. What I am going to say? Yes. Courage. Courage to think different.
Courage to think different.
Courage to invent.
Courage to invent.
Courage to travel.
Courage to travel
into an
unexplored
path.
Unexplored path.
Courage to discover.
Courage to discover
the impossible.
The impossible.
Courage to combat the problem.
Courage to combat the problem.
And succeed. Are the unique qualities of youth. As a youth of my nation, I will work and work with courage to achieve success in all the missions
for
my country.
Wish
you all the best.
Thank you.